The concept around law of attraction has been really present in my coaching calls with my coach, as well as my clients, and within my coaching calls with them. And what's interesting is people either like it or they don't like it. They believe in it or they don't believe in it. When at the end of the day, law of attraction is around energy, and energy is a resource that lies within us, that where it's abundant, we only have so much of it if we are not, whether we're using or abusing it. And the interesting thing that came up in the conversation is law of attraction requires two things: desire and expectation. So a lot of the times we think, okay, law of attraction, whatever I'm thinking is just gonna naturally likely come through and true to me. But what's interesting is we don't desire something unless we have the expectation that it is going to happen, which is kind of messed up if you think about it, because here we are, I focus and I really coach people on agreements over expectations, like clear communication, get clear on what it is you want so that you don't have to go down that emotional portion of the wheel that allows you to feel like there's injustice, there's unmet expectations, there's resentment, there's just rejection and disappointment underlying. So in order to move that and to really enable us to have positive relationships, we want to make sure that we're not having a lot of expectations. And if our expectations are present, that we are communicating them. So that being said, with law of attraction, there's two things that are required: desire and expectation. However, we have to get clear on how we are giving. With law of attraction, there's a very strong component of law of giving, law of receiving. And what's interesting when we consider the desirability and the expectation is you can't have law of attraction without expectation and desire. And you cannot desire anything without an expectation. Yet here I am desiring something with an expectation that likely needs or requires a giving, an exchange to do it. So then when it comes to law of giving and law of receiving, think about if your hand is clasped because you're in a contractive space where you're not giving a lot. Your hand's not open, you're not giving, you're not receiving. And what's funny is even if when you're in this space and I'm in a space where I'm here, you're not going to be able to receive it. It deflects it back. So that's also another important component to law of attraction when it comes to the desirability and expectation too, is really getting clear on what do you desire so that you can get clear on the expectation, because depending on your expectation will then also determine the acts of giving that get to be done in order to receive it. So I just read a reading a couple weeks back that says if you are resisting evil, you're attracting evil, because you're focused on it, you're pushing against it, you're just anything to do with it, you're activating that vibration, which then in fact is therefore attracting things similar to it. So in your law of attraction, your experience with yourself, your health, your relationships, your career, what are you attracting in? What are your desires? What are your expectations? And when you are clear on those things, if you are clear, I'm curious, what are you doing then to create it from being vibrationally created so that you can encounter it? Just curious.